Thanks for joining us. My name is Tyler. This is my dad.
Dave.
We are 2Gen Fragrance Reviews. Back with another fragrance review. Yes. We talked about the house of Issey Miyake a few times on this channel.
It's a great house.
But this is going to be strictly Issey Miyake and strictly the line of Nuit D'Issey, which this is just one example, but that is the line that we're going through today.
The night.
Yes, the night. So, we have 3 fragrances here. Probably their 3 most popular night fragrances of the line.
We might be missing
one. I think there's a few here and there we're missing, but these are the ones talked about the most, especially the last 2 we're going to touch on.
Absolutely.
So, let's get to it. The first one up is Nuit D'Issey Noir Argent.
Argent.
So, this one is wow.
The cap sticks on.
It's pretty good. It's the only one that opens up. I don't know if you wore these today.
I did.
But in the notes, there is grapefruit on the top. Did you get that when you initially sprayed it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the only one that opens up with any type of citrus.
Yeah, it was fresher than the other 2.
Okay.
Fresher. Yeah.
Yep. So opens up with that, and then it turns into just leather and incense, pretty much.
Yeah. It's not as dark as you might think, even with the leather. It's not as dark, and maybe the citrus kind of hangs a bit, but it's not as dark as you would expect. I expected it to be a little darker, but it's really nice, and it has a depth.
Yep.
And it has a depth. It has some character. Yeah.
So, do you think that it's mostly incense based?
Yeah, I didn't pick up the leather quite so much.
Okay.
I mean, it's there. Don't get me wrong, but I see. Yeah, it's more the incense that I pick up, and it mixes nice with the leather. It's a scent I would wear. There's no, during the cooler weathers. Yeah.
So he's going to be talking the most about these. One, because he wore them today, and because I don't like incense, and therefore I don't like any of these. I appreciate them, but they're not ones I would wear.
Okay.
So he's going to do most of the talking here.
Yes.
But so Noir Argent is mostly incense and leather, and it is the only one of the 3 that's a little bit more on the fresh side.
Absolutely.
Which is interesting because it's like the darkest looking one.
Well, it's funny because when I first put it on, I thought it was going to be the immediate impact of the opening to me was like, wow, it's like spring kind of spring summery, and then all of a sudden it's definitely not a level scent. It started to darken, and you picked up those base notes of the leather and especially the incense.
Yeah. So all 3 of these also are fall, winter, evening fragrances. I'm not sure we had to say that, but that's what it is. All right, the next one up is probably, I think, their most popular as of right now, which is Pulse of the Night.
The Night.
And
Good stuff.
I was most excited to smell this one and then was let down, not because it doesn't smell good, but because it's very incensey.
Again.
Very incensey. But, I mean, it's got notes in it that are a little bit more appealing, because I think in the base there's amber and vanilla, but there's still incense from the top that runs through the entire thing. Would you agree with that?
Yes, but I pick up a lot of vanilla in this one. Okay. Certainly not, the incense is there. Mm-hmm. It's not overpowering. It adds a little bit of quality to it that is a little rougher around the edge, maybe, probably the best way to put it. But I don't know, I think that, it's definitely, out of the 3, probably my second favorite.
Yep.
And I think that I don't pick up the incense as much as you do.
Right, so it's tough. It's tough because I'm just so, again, we've talked about this. I can just smell it and I don't like it.
Right. It's not generational. I think you like the other quality.
I just don't like the incense. Okay, so Pulse of the Night is probably, so it's your second favorite of these 3?
Of these 3, it's
and it's same level of projection and as Noir Argent, or a little bit less?
With all of them, I think all of this line that we have here is it's moderate projection. Mm-hmm. It's there. It lasts probably for about 2 to 2.5 hours.
Projecting. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a big bubble. It's not. Is the sillage going to be there? Minimal. And as far as how long it lasted, I had it on my skin for probably about 4.5 hours. It's now a skin scent. It still exists. It's still there. You can pick it up, get close enough, but it's truly a skin scent. So I would call it moderate. You probably, and I didn't put that many sprays on either. No. So, you put on an extra spray or two, you might have 6 hours out of it. You might get 6 out of it, which isn't bad.
And last, but certainly not least, the newest in the Nuit D'Issey line is Polaris.
2020 is this year's release.
And I have to say, this one is my favorite of the three. Yeah. Again, I still don't see myself wearing it, but it is probably the best.
Which is funny because I think that has more incense in it than the other two.
I agree, but there's something about it with... I like green and woody, and I know in this there's balsam, there's cypress, along with the incense and vanilla. Again.
Vanilla, but don't forget there's one very key ingredient.
What's that?
Oud.
I didn't even know that.
There's oud.
There's oud, huh?
There's oud.
Well, it's not enough oud to bother me, so that says something.
It adds a lot of... Yeah, it's got that... God, I hate to say the word darkness, but it's got this mystery quality to it. I really like it. I actually, after smelling it again today, there's no question in my mind. It might even move up to almost a date scent for me. It's just got so much quality and character.
I was about to say, of these three, if you were going to get a compliment, it would be Polaris.
I think
so. I don't think the other two are compliment getters. I think you kind of wear them for yourself.
Right.
But this one, still in that same vein, but you could get a compliment on it because it smells really good.
And out of the three, Polaris will cut through the cold. I mean, you can wear that on a cold winter day, and that doesn't mean it's offensive or it's going to attack your senses. Yeah. It just has so much depth to it. So, and again, I think that's the...
All right, so in order of our favorites from least to most, we have... I'll just do a quick run through.
Sure.
We got Noir Argent, which is probably the most incensey, but opens up a little bit fresher and brighter than the other two.
No question.
But then is incense and leather. Then we go to Pulse of the Night, which again is more incense, but it adds a vanilla quality that is really, really nice. Mm-hmm. And then you got Polaris, which is our favorite, which kind of combines everything. Where it's got the incense, it's got the vanilla, but then it also... I guess a little bit of oud, but that adds to the woody green quality that it has.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of the best of all of the line combined into one. Yep. These are pretty expensive for 100 ml. I think Polaris was $70. I think Pulse of the Night's like $60. Same with Noir Argent. Yep. So they're expensive, but just like any other Issey Miyake fragrance, they are very well blended.
They are quality.
They're quality scents.
They are quality scents. Yep.
So I would say... Definitely 100% get your nose on Polaris. Yes. Undoubtedly be the first one.
But not a blind buy.
No, none of these are blind buys. You should sample all of these, but if you're going to sample one...
Yeah, put your nose on it. Yes. You'll like it. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely 2 seasons, but it's the one.
Yep. All right, that's it for us. Take us out.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate all of your support. Please comment on these. Have you tried them? Do you like them? Want to hear from you? Hit the notification button and, keep checking back. Thank you.
Thanks.